Alright guys, welcome to the third module where we are going to be setting up every single thing from the very start to the finish in your Shopify store. We're going to go through all of the settings. We're going to introduce you to collections, product displays, galleries. We're going to talk about themes. We are going to show you how to do every single thing that you need to do to create a fully scaled e-commerce dropshipping business. So the way that I want to start this is by discussing the two themes that we are going to focus on, specifically one. So if you sell, just one product, let's say that you are doing a startup and you want to just sell like an alarm clock that you have to do a math equation for or something to wake up, or whatever it is, right? So if you have one flagship product, then you are going to use Jumpstart. And I'm going to show this very quickly, but we are going to focus on the top theme first. So this is, some type of, I don't even know what this is. Okay, so it's some type of lock. And this is the perfect example, right? So if you have one lock with like a main hero video, you're doing it through a crowdfunding like Kickstarter, then this is a perfect theme for you. But I'm going to make the assumption that most of us are going to have dropshipping stores, niche specific, right? Maybe you have an aquarium store where you have a ton of different lights and aquarium plants, and maybe you're selling the rocks or the beads or whatever it is as well, and all the different types of products, right? You're going to have 5 or more. So Jumpstart, just remember, is really for if you have less than 5 products, but we are going to focus on the theme for this course, which is called Brooklyn. So both of these themes are fully optimized on mobile and they're super easy to manipulate. The reason that I chose Brooklyn is, first of all, because it's absolutely beautiful. Second of all, because it's free. So I wanted to have as few expenses as possible for you guys to try to really start making money before you really invest it back. That is the beauty of dropshipping, right? No upfront costs, or very few at least. So Brooklyn is a beautiful theme. It's fully mobile optimized, which is amazing because most of our traffic is going to be coming from Facebook and Instagram, and 60% of that traffic from those two sources is normally via mobile, so it needs to be perfect on mobile. And so we are going to talk about exactly how to optimize it best for mobile. The third reason that I chose Brooklyn is because it has a full support help. So it has a help article. So if you ever need help, doing anything like doing slideshows, setting rich text, talking about collections, creating collection lists, featured collections, it shows you step by step how to do all of this, which is amazing, right? And then also, very importantly, with the kind of a main few themes that Shopify supports, their customer support chat is actually incredibly good at literally solving things for you. Like, they can sometimes even do kind of simple coding stuff. And for any of you who have used any other platform on the internet in your life, right, the customer service is normally not particularly stellar, but the customer service support staff, in relation to Brooklyn, they're actually incredibly helpful. So they can help you, do basic coding. They can help you set up your collections. If you ever get lost, they can help you with your product listings. All types of different things they can really help. And having that, that support available to you for whenever you want is a huge, huge resource. So let's jump in and take a quick look at this theme. So I'm going to close this one, and we're going to just take a look at this theme. So it's really cool. They offer, casual and playful just for different types of product lines. I prefer casual, and this shows the desktop version. This shows mobile. So it's very sleek and simple. I love this design, just with the basic menu structures, the obvious kind of shop men's or shop women's or whatever you're featuring. It has, a beautiful layout that really becomes elements and sectioned well for mobile. It has a great sales price. It pops out very well. The imagery is also very beautiful. It has, footer space for your social media. It has, return policy, search, blog, contact, about us, all just kind of the necessities that you need, presented in a very beautiful way. And again, via mobile, it looks absolutely fantastic. So we're going to be focusing on Brooklyn. All of the demos that I do, I'm going to set up the store literally from scratch in Brooklyn. But I just wanted to introduce and kind of explain why. And give just 2 more little things. So the logo images on Brooklyn, and this is taken straight from the help article. I just wanted to kind of present it for you guys because it's just I want to make this as easy and as seamless as possible. They recommend that it should be 400 by 200 pixels. So if you hire someone off Fiverr, like I explained in the previous module, or Upwork to design your logo for you, right? This is the logo area right here. You want to tell them that the final output should be 450 by 200 pixels, and it should be a PNG, which means it has a transparent background. Transparent background just helps, depending on whether or not your theme has like maybe this could be black or white or a different color. Having a transparent background just generally looks better. And so this is kind of your theme, or excuse me, your logo dimensions. And then if you want to use the full screen hero slideshow, which is this right here, it recommends that your slideshow image should be 1200 pixels wide. And Brooklyn is a completely responsive theme. So look what we're seeing right here. So the image is this size, and then when we go half, it's half. It doesn't cut the image in half. It's a fully responsive theme, which basically means it will resize for both mobile and desktop, because mobile phones, there's a ton of different size screens. Like there's some that are super small, there's like the iPhone Plus, there's this Galaxy, all have slightly different dimensions, and so it's very important to have a fully responsive theme that adjusts your pictures dynamically, which this does. So that is just the very intro. This is going to be a super exciting one. I hope you guys are ready to actually build something and create something that is going to change your life, because this is going to do it. So let's jump into the next one, where we are going to actually set up our Shopify store and go through all of the settings from front to back without skipping any steps for you guys. So let's do it. I'll see you on the next one. All right, guys, I hope you are ready, because this is the exciting part. We are going to finally start setting up our store and making a real e-commerce business. So if you already have Shopify, all you have to do is just install the Brooklyn theme. But if you don't, I actually did reach out and actually found basically a manager from Shopify. And I got her to give all of you amazing students a 21, which is an extended trial. The trial normally is only 14 days. So you get 21 days for free, and you get 10% off the first 12 months on Shopify. So if you want to sign up, you can do so through our resources that obviously are included in every module at the bottom. So I'm literally just going to do this as if I've never done it before, just so it can literally be as kind of authentic as possible. I never like it in courses where people skip steps, so I want to do every single step for you guys from the very beginning. So I need to think of an email that I've never used with Shopify. Let's try this. So let's type in a password here. And your store name, so this is something that you guys will want to write down somewhere, because your storename.myshopify.com, you'll need to set your MX records and a few other things in your DNS, which I'll explain all of. Don't worry if you don't understand that. Later on, to kind of create your business email. So let's say that I made this That Lifestyle Ninja, then my business email would be support@thatlifestyleninja.com, or it would be hello or Kevin or whatever you wanted it to be. So I'll teach you exactly how to set that up in the cheapest and best way. And so I decided that I'm going to actually create a real store for you guys. I think that really kind of is the fairest to everyone and will be the best representation of actually creating something. And so I decided that a fun niche to explore, since I love to golf, is going to be golf. So let's see if Golf Ninjas is available. So it looks like it potentially is. And we are good to go. So I saw with a different system. This is just for their kind of internal stuff, so it doesn't really matter what you put here. But if you actually are doing numbers like this, I assume, I don't know for sure, but I assume that they assign more support staff and people that could potentially help you in bad situations if you're already selling a bunch online. So I kind of recommend people to put a lot here, especially if you really are. This is not for a client, so it's for me, so I'm going to press next. And so this is all stuff that we can fill out. So I'm going to quickly fill all of this out and pause the video, and then we will jump into the next step. I promise I won't skip anything important. Just as a quick note, so in the bottom right hand corner on the last page, it said my business website or personal website. It said it was optional, and it's not actually your Shopify store, so you don't have to actually put anything there. I just wanted to make that clear just so we don't skip any steps. So this is the very first page that you see when you finally do sign up for Shopify. So we've learned how to find cool products, we've learned how to find the best suppliers, and now we need to learn actually how to set up our store for real and really start to actually create something that is going to change our lives. So the first place that I like to go, and you can leave your trial plan for now, how Shopify does it is it gives you a free trial, and then if you actually want to have a live site where people can come to the site, you do have to select a plan. But like I said, I did negotiate a 21-day free trial so you guys can really get comfortable before you have to pay anything, and we got a 10% off for your entire first year, which is awesome. So first thing we're going to do is come into online store, and by default, it actually sets it as debut. But we are going to go to explore free themes. And we're going to control F here, and we're going to search for Brooklyn, which is right here. And we like the classic. So we're going to press add Brooklyn. So it's adding Brooklyn. It takes a few seconds. This is basically the configuration of how your web page is actually set up, what the images look like, how your folder structures and navigation is set up, and things like that. And so our current theme is debut. But we want to go to Brooklyn, so we go to action here under Brooklyn, and we go to publish. So now we officially are live. We have Brooklyn published as our theme, and we can customize it. We can do a lot of things with it, which I'm going to show you all of that wonderful, fun stuff. But before we do that, we are going to go into our settings. And so settings is where you kind of set up, your payments, how you want your checkout cart to look like, general stuff, shipping, taxes, notifications, sales channels, accounts, files. So we are going to go through them one by one, starting with general. All right, so general is where you put in just kind of your basic info. Again, your store name, your account email, your customer email. Your customers will see this address if you email them. When we set up our new email, it'll be a lot more clear for this, so you can just leave this for now. Legal name of business, if you don't have an LLC or like a C Corp or an S Corp or something like that, you can just put your own name for now. But I do generally recommend people, once you start to get a little bit more serious, once you have more revenue, from a tax advantage, pass-through entities, S Corps really makes sense, especially if you're making, 6 figures or more, and you want to avoid some of the Social Security tax and self-employment tax and things like that. But that is a much longer and different conversation. So phone, obviously, street, apartment number, city. I'm in Denver right now, so we want to make this imperial. If we're in the USA and you're used to pounds and inches and stuff like that, if you're in other countries, obviously the metric. And then we'd click save. So general is quite easy. Okay, so now we're in the payments tab. Shopify Payments is definitely the best option that you have. It's powered by Stripe. So Stripe is really, they pre-approve you from a merchant account perspective. And for those of you who haven't been around in the online space, I didn't know much about it until recently either. If you get a lot of chargebacks, they will shut down your gateway privileges, and it's tied to your business and to your social security number. So it's very pivotal that you don't get a lot of chargebacks, which is why we pick good suppliers and quality products, and we have great customer service, and we tell people that it's going to take 21 days or so for their products to arrive. And so most people are going to want to set up Shopify Payments. It's going to process most of your card payments, which is a great way to do it. Just as a reminder, we already went through this, but Shopify Payments is available to USA, Puerto Rico, Canada, UK, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, and Singapore. It is not available to U.S. territories except Puerto Rico. So those are the places that you can set up Shopify Payments quite easily. PayPal is auto by default set up for everyone. It literally just sends instructions on how to claim your funds to whatever email you sign up for Shopify with. So even if you don't have a PayPal account, when you get your first PayPal sale, it'll send you an email basically how to set it up. Amazon Pay, I activate. It's quite easy to do. Quite easy to do so. If you want a credit card processor, so PayPal does have the ability to process credit cards and PayPal payments to you. But if you want a standalone credit card processor and you weren't in one of the countries we just talked about, you can set up what's called 2checkout.com. And so 2checkout.com is, it's more expensive. It has more fees, but it's kind of just the price of doing business if you aren't in one of those countries that we just talked about, and you don't want to rely solely on PayPal, because relying solely on PayPal is a little bit of a dangerous game, right? Because, sometimes PayPal says that dropshipping is against their terms of service. Sometimes they don't say that. But if you ever get any chargebacks, PayPal is notorious, for anyone who's been around kind of the online world for a while, PayPal is notorious for holding your money and freezing your account and doing things like that. So by far the best option for us is Shopify payments. So that's what we want to focus on. If we can't, there's 2Checkout, there's Amazon payments, there's also PayPal. So that's pretty much everything in payments. Basically just completing your account setup. All you have to do is follow along and enter the information that they ask for. It's quite easy. Right, so the checkout tab. Customer accounts. So this is like if you go to Nordstrom and you have like an account that you want to log into and you have like all your points and stuff like that. If you're a huge brand like a Nike or Nordstrom or Google or Facebook or whatever, obviously it makes sense to have an account because you want to save information, build points and things like that. But for our purposes, realistically, we don't want to have accounts. So we by default are going to leave accounts are disabled. It's just one more additional set of friction to prevent people from buying from you, right? Because I personally, if I was going to an e-commerce Shopify store, I wouldn't want to create an account. I just probably would close the window. So we're going to leave it disabled. If you feel really strongly, you can do one of these, but I recommend to leave them disabled. So primary contact method, we can leave that as default. This is important. So forum options. So for AliExpress, with bulk drop shipping, it makes it a lot easier for AliExpress to ship to your customers directly if you have their first and last name. So change this from the default of having the last name only, change it to having require first and last name. So we don't need company name, address is optional, shipping address, phone number. You can make it optional if you have some strategy to actually, basically send out SMSs with Twilio or something like that. But for most of us, and including me, I just actually keep it hidden. So you can leave that as default. While the customer is checking out, use the shipping address as the billing address by default. Yeah, so this makes it easier for some people. For me, this is actually kind of annoying because I have so many different credit cards, but most people like it, so I leave it checked. And enable address auto completion. So leave these by default. Ask for permission to send promotional emails to customers from your store. So by default, customers do not agree to receive promotional emails, or by default, customer agrees to receive promotional emails. So this is an interesting one. For those of us who have experience with email marketing, we know that if we choose this, we're more likely to have problems with our SMTP, which means, for most of us, we want to leave this as by default, customer agrees to receive promotional emails. But if you do this, and I do check this one, I do have the customer automatically agree, but you expose yourself to potentially having problems with spam or your emails getting blocked or things like that, because people will come to your store without even realizing it, getting into your email opt-in list, and then when they get emails from you, they might get pissed off. So it's like a 1% chance or something like that, but I just want to always give you guys all of the information so you can make your own choices. But I do, by default, have the customer agree to receive promotional emails. It makes it easier to communicate with them, and 95 to 99% of people don't care about receiving spam. They'll just unsubscribe, or they'll just check it as read and they'll move on. But you might get that 1% of people who hate their lives, who track you down and get you in trouble with your email provider. So it is what it is. So after an order has been paid, do not automatically fulfill any of the order's line items. So we'll leave this one checked because we're going to use an automatic system called Oberlo, which I will explain in a little bit as we talk about the best apps to use for Shopify. And so after an order has been fulfilled and paid, automatically archive the order. Fulfilled orders will be automatically removed from the open orders list, so we can leave this as well. For mine, it would be English for the checkout language, but obviously if you're planning on doing, focusing mainly on a non-English speaking country, then you can change that. So refund privacy and terms of service statements. So these are important because they basically protect you from legal liability. Someone could say, but there was no terms of service on their site, and they could sue you if you wouldn't give them a refund, or whatever the case may be. Or if you don't have a privacy policy or a refund policy, technically you're probably breaking like 500 laws. So Shopify has a cool feature where we can just click this button to generate a sample refund policy, and so this is enough. For most people, for 99% of people, this is perfectly fine. The only thing that you do have to come in and change is your email address. So it will automatically populate, your email and your address. And so if you want to change these things and you want to have a little bit more anonymity or whatever, you can come in and change them. Just search for your address, search for your email. I prefer to come through all of these and change my, this is one of my many personal emails. But I like to change it to, support at golfninjas.com. So once I create my actual business email, I'll come back, I'll leave a note for myself, and I'll come back and I'll search for all of the Kevin dhulses at gmail.com, and I'll change them to support at golfninjas.com. So that's just one note you want. So we can generate both of these. We'll have to do the same thing for the other ones. And we're going to click save. Okay, so we are in the shipping section now. And just as an aside, everything that we're going through right now is written down in the resources that will be available in this module. So if you didn't catch anything, or you just want to double check that everything is good, right? We talk about where you can set up Shopify payments. We talk about the fees of the alternatives. We talk about Payoneer, which is another great option for people who don't have a US bank account. We talk about the options to put for checkout. So now we are in shipping. So shipping is probably the area that most people get most confused, and so we are going to break it down in the simplest possible way. And the way that I want to do that is by segmenting into 3 options. So, a lot of times people want some free plus shipping, some, over $50 in your cart equals free shipping. Some people like to charge shipping on every product, but it's very difficult to mix all 3. Your customers get confused. And for now, just to keep things absolutely moving forward at a sprint lightning pace, we are going to break it down. And so what I want to just make very clear is we are going to only choose one of these 3 options. So I'm going to talk about all 3, but you need to decide for yourself whether you want to have free shipping for all of your products, right? Which I recommend. It's a great option, especially because we are only going to focus on the USA, UK, Canada, and Australia for all of these, just because it makes things much easier. And I promise you, from my experience, it makes up about 95 to 99% of your revenue anyways. So allowing yourself to get confused about that last few percent is not worth your time. So if you want free shipping for all of your products, we're going to talk about that. If you want free plus shipping, which means that you say the product is $0, but you charge $9.95 in shipping, then the person says, "Oh, well, it's a free product. I only have to pay $9.95 shipping." And your product cost is maybe like $2 plus $1 shipping. So you pay $3 to buy the product and to ship it, and you charge $9.95 for shipping, and then you basically just profit the difference. So that's how free plus shipping works. It's a great way to get people into your ecosystem. People respond very well on advertisements to free products, and then they see that they only have to pay shipping, and it just works very well. The last option is free shipping for orders over X dollars. So this would be like if you want to increase your average cart size, maybe it's always more profitable, almost always more profitable to sell higher cart values, meaning that people, instead of ordering just one product from you, they order 5, and it costs $50 or $75. The best kind of range that I've found is between $50 and $100 of a cart value. And when I say cart value, I mean maybe they have 6 different cat bracelets and 4 necklaces in their cart, so it's 10 different products and it costs them $99, then that would be a cart value of $99. So the first one that we are going to talk about is free shipping for all products. And so this one is quite easy. What we're going to do here is we are going to go to add shipping zone. And so we're going to call this Big 4 free for all products. Free shipping. And the Big 4 again is the USA, Canada, Australia, and the UK. So, and then we're going to go to add countries. That's what we're going to do is we can just search them here. It's easier. We're going to do USA, UK, add. And then we're going to add Canada. And finally, we are going to add Australia. So once we add all of these, then basically what we're going to do here is we are going to add a price-based rate. And this basically means that the shipping cost is determined by the price, the price-based rates, and by rates you can think shipping rates. So we're going to add a rate here, and we are going to put free shipping. So it prompts you to put standard shipping here, but this actually shows to your customer, and this is a big buzzword that people look for because people have become very accustomed to prime shipping, and since you only pay it once a year, you don't really think about it as having a cost, you think about it as free, and so people love, and your conversions will be converted, will be pushed higher by free shipping than almost anything else you can possibly do in your store from a marketing perspective, from any type of perspective. So free shipping is incredibly important. So all we have to do here is we just go to free shipping rate. It's literally that easy. So we just go to done. And so that is our first one. So that is how you set up your free shipping, and this would be free shipping for all of your products. Again, this can be a huge increase in conversion. So we're going to click save here, and this will pop us back to shipping. So the next one that we're going to talk about is free product plus shipping. So we're going to come back into settings and go to shipping. And we are going to create a new shipping zone. And so, like I said, I'm going to show all three options, but you don't want to have all three of these shipping zones. You don't want to follow these, don't follow along exactly. Decide which one you want, whether it's option 1, whether it's option 2, or whether it's option 3, and then just only create those shipping zones specifically for the option you choose. I'm going to show all three right now just so you can see them all set up. But again, don't choose all three options. Just only choose one for now. And then once you get a little bit more advanced, and once maybe you want to test a different option in a different store, or things are starting to really progress, then come into the student private group on Facebook, and you can tag me and we can create a video teaching you guys exactly how to set up multiple of the three options, because it is possible. It's just a little bit complicated. And again, I mean, this course is going to be constantly evolving. Whenever new and cool stuff comes out, I'm going to add it to the course. And so, just because I'm not showing how to do all three right now, I promise I will, if you guys want to, later on, once you're a little bit more advanced and once you feel comfortable to add multiple different shipping zones. So that was number 1. We're going to do number 2, but we're not going to combine them. I'm just going to do it just literally to show you guys. And so we are going to actually I'm gonna edit the one I already did just so I don't have to keep adding the big 4 countries. But you just literally would say big 4 and then you'd call it free plus shipping instead of this, and you'd add the same countries. This is the only thing that would be different. So I'm just gonna erase this, and I'm going to add weight-based rates. So for free plus shipping, the best way to do it is through weight-based rates, which means basically if a product weighs between 1 pound and 2 pounds, charge this much for shipping. That's all weight-based rates means. And so we use just a little hack to set up free plus shipping in the easiest possible way. So the best way to do this, we'll call this free plus shipping, excuse me. And the minimum order weight is 1, and the maximum order weight is 1. So the order weight doesn't actually matter. It's literally just kind of like a personal tag for yourself to remember. So what I mean by that is, so let's say that somebody orders 1 cat necklace. It doesn't actually weigh 1 pound. We're just going to say it weighs 1 pound, and when we create it under products, we're going to add its product weight as 1 pound. And then since we added its weight in the products section, and here, let me just show this really quick. So this is the product section. So when we add a product, I just want to be as clear as possible, guys. So we'd set this up, we'd write our description, we'd write our title, we'd add our images from AliExpress, and then right here, we'd see, so what we would do is for shipping, this product requires shipping, yes, we would set it to 1 pound. So now that when we set this as 1 pound, we would set the price as 0, the compare it price as $99.95, right? So somebody's like, wow, it used to cost $99.95, but now it's 0, and all I have to do is pay for shipping, right? And so since we set this weight to 1 pound, this algorithm right here would come in and it would say, oh, okay, well, this is 1 pound to 1 pound, and it's free plus shipping. And so it would say, okay, so if that product was 1 pound, then the rate we want to charge for shipping is $9.95. And this means that they would see the cost as 0, and then when they actually went to the checkout cart, then they would have to pay $9.95 for shipping. So we'd collect $9.95 from them, we'd pay $2 for the product, we'd pay $1 to ePacket ship it, and then we collect the difference between $9.95 and $3, right? And so I hope that makes sense. I tried to explain it as best I can. And so if, let's say that instead of buying 1 cat necklace, they wanted 2. Right, so we have to add another one here, and so we'd say the minimum order weight is 2 pounds, the maximum order weight is 2 pounds. We'd call this free plus shipping, and instead of $9.95 here, we might put $17.95. And so I know this isn't, this isn't $9.95 times 2. I realize that. But you do want to incentivize people to order more products from you by giving them small discounts. It's the same as if you went to a, department store or something like that. The more you order, the more price discount you get. It's the same thing as economy of scale. So we'd save this one as well. And again, we just keep going down the line. We do 3 pounds to 3 pounds, and we do, $26.95. We do 4 pounds to 4 pounds. We do, $34.95 or whatever you want to do, right? All the point of the story, guys, is give them a slight discount. Maybe it's $1, maybe it's $2, and then what you want to do after you kind of set up 1 pound, 2 pound, 3 pound to 3 pound, 4 pound to 4 pound, 5 pound to 5 pound is you want to kind of make like an all-inclusive rate, because what you don't want to have happen, and this is a very small chance, but let's say that after you set up 10 of these, so 10 is kind of the maximum that we could do. So we would save that one, and then what we would do is we would do 11 pounds as the minimum order weight, and then we do like $9.99. So if they try to order like $9,999 from you, then we're going to charge them some egregious amount for shipping. So this kind of prevents people from ordering like a ton from you and you getting in trouble by discounting so low, by going so high on the minimum order weight, that nobody's going to actually be able to order a bunch and screw up things, because you don't want to order, you don't want somebody to be able to order 1,000 and then cancel the order, and then it screws up your merchant account and AliExpress, maybe they already shipped it, and you mess up relationships with your supplier and things like that. And so the way that I try to prevent that is I'll set up just one kind of catch-all that accounts for all other scenarios in free plus shipping, and make the shipping amount for it. If they try to buy more than 10, they have to pay $100,000 for it. And so most people are probably not going to pay $100,000 for 11 cat necklaces. And so I usually make like 1 through 10 or whatever I think is reasonable that somebody actually might like purchase from a quantity perspective. I don't think it's reasonable that somebody would purchase more than 10 cat necklaces from me. So this is the catch-all. We would do this 1 through 1, 2 through 2, 3 through 3, 4 through 4. I didn't want to just sit here and bore you guys by setting up all of it, but I hope that you understand kind of exactly how the free plus shipping model works. All we have to do is make this range here match the product weight. And the reason that we do 1 pound, 2 pound, 3 pound is because when we set up our free plus shipping product, so this would be like cat necklace, and we, obviously we do a better job for the title and description, images and stuff like that. But we set the price as 0. This is key for free plus shipping. And then all we would do is say that it weighs 1 pound. So if they order 1, it's 1 pound, and they get charged $9.95. If they order 2, then it says, okay, the weight is 1 pound per unit, so 1 pound times 2 quantity is 2 pounds. So instead of charging them $9.95, they charge them $17.95. So I hope that makes sense, guys. It took me a long time to figure this out, and I'm trying to explain it in the best possible way in as many ways as I can. So that, I promise you, that is the best description you could possibly get for that. I've looked everywhere for a better one, and this is as simple as you can possibly make it. So let's jump in to option 3. So if we're going to do option 3, and I'm just going to discard these changes just so I can show option 3 as well. So we made this shipping zone with the 4 countries, and so we're going to erase the free shipping. But again, we would just, if we weren't doing it this way, we would just come in here and we'd go to shipping zone, add shipping zone. Since I already added the 4 countries, I'm not going to do it again just because there's no reason to. And so once you add these 4 countries, this will be blank, and we're now going to do a price-based rate. So if we want people to only have free shipping if they spend $50 or more on our websites, then what we would do here is free shipping, on $50 or more. Then it's super simple. All you have to do here is put the minimum order price at $50, no maximum order price, right? And the shipping rate, if they have a minimum order price of $50, the shipping rate would be 0. And so those are the 3 best options for shipping, guys. We talked about how to have free shipping for all of your products, at which point you are just yourself paying the shipping costs out of your profits, but it will increase your conversions, right? You have to calculate for yourself whether or not it increases your conversions enough, which we will talk about in the final module on how to scale. So that's free shipping for everything. If you want free product, meaning the product itself costs zero and they only pay shipping, when realistically they're actually paying for the product, but it's kind of like makes it seem like that. So if you want to do free product plus shipping, we talked about exactly how to set that up with 1 pound minimum weight, 1 pound maximum at $9.95, 2 pound to $17.95, right? You could do 3 pound to 3 pound. Shipping cost would be, yeah, you could set it at $24.95. It depends on your profit margin, but you can do the math. It's very easy math, and you do it up till like 10 or however many you think is realistic for them to actually purchase, and then you set a catch-all scenario just to prevent them from ordering 1,000 from you and screwing things up. Which is, again, very unlikely that anyone would ever do that. But, we want to prepare for everything, and that's why we do it. So, and the last option would be free shipping for orders over X dollars. So if you want everyone to have free shipping, as long as they order $50 worth of your product or $100 worth of your product, all you have to do is set a price-based shipping rate, have the minimum order quantity, the minimum order amount be 50 or higher, or if you wanted it to be 100 or 75, you'd do that, obviously, and then you just charge $0 for shipping. And in that case, right, if they ordered less than $50, which is a good point, then we would have to actually make some price-based rates for that as well. So it's funny, I'm actually catching mistakes for myself, even from my notes, which is good. I want to make sure that I cover everything for you guys and don't miss a single thing, which is good because I caught something. So let's say that if they order $49 worth of stuff from our store, what we want to do is if they order $0 to $20, we're going to charge them $4.95 for shipping. And this is going to disincentivize them to order anything less than $50 worth of stuff. I've personally have ordered things off e-commerce websites, and I've added stuff that I didn't necessarily want or want as much to get to that $50 mark just so I got free shipping. And so charging $4.95 for a smaller order, $0 to $20, is really going to convince them to order more from you. It really works, guys. So from $0 to $20 worth of stuff they're ordering from us, we're going to charge $4.95. From $20.01 to $49.99, we're going to charge $8.95. And so this kind of catches everything from 0 to up to $49.95, up to $50, and above is free. And so that is option 3, guys. I know that kind of took a while, but I wanted to explain it better than anyone else anywhere, and I really hope that you guys did understand it. It is the most complicated portion for most people. So I hope you enjoyed that, and let's move on to the next setting. All right, guys, so we are going to very briefly touch on these next ones, but they're not particularly important for us right now. Taxes, obviously, if you want to include taxes or set any specific country rates, feel free. Obviously, e-commerce taxes are a little bit complicated, and you probably should consult with your CPA if you want to make sure that you're doing all of that right. For now, we're just going to leave it unchecked and not worry about it until we're actually making enough money for it to matter, because I think that it's very important as an entrepreneur and in e-commerce or whatever you do, really to keep the resistance as low as possible and then kind of figure things out as you go. Because if you get stumped up and try to make everything perfect from the very beginning, you might never start. And so yes, taxes are important, but for right now, until you're making some money, we're going to focus on making money first. Notifications, we are going to leave everything just by default. Shopify has a lot of settings that are native to the actual Shopify app itself, but when we actually integrate specific apps like Abandonment Cart Protector and Privy and things like that, which we will talk about very shortly, these are types of apps that are really going to increase our conversions, right? Get people into our ecosystem, into our email marketing, email them if they were browsing a cart and then left. A lot of the things that really differentiate the Shopify pros from the Shopify people who try and then give up are how to use these apps correctly, which we're going to go into super detail soon. But the point of that story was to leave notifications just as it is, because the apps will basically alter your default notifications based on permissions and things like that. So we're going to leave this alone. Files, again, this is nothing we're going to deal with. Sales channels. If you want to sell to your customers online or mobile apps through social networks and in person, you can add sales channels here. This is basically like, if you want to do MCF, have Amazon fulfill, or if you want to sell on Facebook store or Messenger or Pinterest or things like that, you can come in and set these up. We're not going to focus on that right now because most of my e-commerce sales are through Shopify, obviously Amazon aside. And then, account permissions, if you want to actually add anyone to your account to be like a manager, you can view your billing information, your account information, and things like that. And so that is pretty much it for settings, guys. I know most of this time was spent in shipping, but now you understand it, hopefully. And so we are going to jump into actually how to create some menus and actually really start to get into the theme itself, our Brooklyn theme. And we're going to learn exactly how to set up, our main menu, our footer, to add our social, to add any images or create slideshows and all of that fun stuff. So we'll see you on the next one. All right, guys, we are going to learn how to actually create our domain. And for those of you who don't know what a domain is, it's basically like a website address. It's the URL that you see, like google.com is their domain name, and it redirects to an IP address. So what we care about is we need to recognize that this is our original domain. And then what we're about to do right now is we are going to purchase a domain that redirects all of our Shopify domain traffic, the one I just highlighted, to our domain that is a little bit easier to read. So we're going to go to online store here, and then we're going to go into domains. And we're just going to buy a domain straight from Shopify. So let's see if Golf Ninjas exists. So Golf Ninjas is unavailable. And we want to pick a .com name here. It just makes it a little bit easier. People are used to saying .com. It gives you a little bit more credibility when people are shopping from your site to see a .com rather than like a .net or a .store or something like that. People just aren't used to this yet, and so it's better to use .com. So we're just going to grab Golf Ninjas with a Z. All right, guys, so I just completed that purchase. Now Golf Ninjas with a Z is officially ours, which is amazing. And so what we're going to do now is we are going to teach you how to add a business email. So what we're going to do here is we are actually going to go, so info@golfninjas.com and sales@golfninjas.com forwards to the email address that I set my account up with. But to be able to actually send from those emails, we have to use a third-party service. So it says you can receive and send emails from your hosting account. And so what we're going to do is we are going to actually use G Suite. And so we're going to head over to, if you just Google search G Suite, it'll take you here. I guess I'll show you. So if we Google search G Suite, it's just this first one. What this allows you to do is basically just set up an email account. So 14-day trial, no payment information is required or software to download. So our business name is Golf Ninjas with a Z. It's in the USA. It's your current email address. We're going to use kevindholst@gmail.com. It's the same one that I started out with. All we have to do is do the professional for $5 a month. Does your business have a domain? Yes, I have one. Our domain is golfninjas.com with a Z. Use the domain to set up the account. Yep. What's your first name? How you'll sign in. You'll use your username to sign into your G Suite account and create your business email. So we're just gonna call this support. It makes your password something you'll remember, obviously. I'm not a robot, hopefully. And then once it does this, basically the process is pretty simple. And also, in case you get confused, I did write it down, exactly how to set up support@yourdomain.com. Just sign into G Suite. When you register a domain through Shopify, it's actually your DNS settings and your MX settings, which you don't have to worry about, are managed through a website called manage.opensrs.com, or excuse me, .net. Shopify really only just handles the payment. All of the domain name servers and all of the records and things like that are actually managed in OpenSRS. So now that we're set up, we just will verify our domain. So I'm going to start here. Added all the users. And now we have to verify our domain. So we take this meta tag right here, and then we just copy and paste it, go into our domain, and if we come to domains, themes, what we can do is we can go to actions, edit code. When we edit code, there's one file called theme.liquid, and we'll see the head tag here. And this is the most complicated thing that we'll do. I promise. It's really not that hard. And we just press save. And then once we've saved that, you can say I added the meta tag to my home page. And then we're going to add the MX records. And so the MX records are added at this website that I was talking about earlier. It's called manage.opensrs.net. So our domain name is golfninjas.com. You have to do lowercase here. And then if we go into here and come to domains, you can find your actual username. So we first set it up with an S, right? And I guess that makes it a little bit confusing. So I should have initially done it with a Z. But when we signed up originally for Shopify, I didn't know whether or not the domain was available with an S, and so our actual username will just be Golf Ninjas with an S. And so our domain is Golf Ninjas with a Z. When we first signed up to Shopify, we signed up with Golf Ninjas with an S.myshopify.com. So that is our username. And you can find your username right here. Shopify Managed Domains, your username will be this first part of the domain name .myshopify.com. So we're going to come into username, and the password is just the password for your Shopify. And once we're inside, we're going to come to name servers, then modify DNS zone, and we're going to add an MX record. And I know we're only ever going to have to do this once, I promise, so don't get overwhelmed here. And the steps are all right here. If you do forget, you are going to be able to download these. These are yours forever, so don't let yourself get overwhelmed. I promise we'll walk through it together. All right, so we're going to add what's called an MX record. So we're going to add a few here. And Google tells us exactly what to put. So 1, 5, 5, 10, 10. So we're going to do this first part. Priority, name, host, alias, value, destination. So priority is 1. And then we are going to take the value destination here. And we're going to paste it into host name. And we're going to do this 5 times. We're not going to worry about this column. You don't need it. And so 5, 5, 10, 10. 5, 5, 10, 10. As we can see, it's 1, 5, 5, 10, 10. That's why I did it like that. This goes in the third. This in the fourth. And this in the fifth. And the last thing we have to do is save DNS zone. And now DNS zone saved successfully. Golfninjas.com with a Z is locked. So we are officially good to go. So the last thing that we need to do then is just to go back into G Suite and click I added the meta to my homepage, verify domain, and set up email. But when we click this button, it won't actually work until we've chosen a plan, because right now we're behind a password wall, and so it's actually Shopify redirecting to a password wall rather than to our domain. So when Google tries to verify that we own it, they actually can't. And so what you can do is, if you want to, set up your plan now and start paying today, you can do that. And so what that'll allow you to do is verify and finish everything with Google Suite. But if you prefer to, set up your store and get everything perfect before you actually start paying, what you can do is you can just close out of this window. It'll save everything that you did, and then whenever you're ready, right, you just Google search G Suite again. Just come to it, and then instead of pressing Get Started, obviously what we would press is Sign In, and then we would just do golfninjas.com, and we would just go. And then what it would do is it will take us right back to where we just were. And so basically we would just say you already added it, and then verify domain and set up email. So it depends on what you want to do. If you want to start paying now and have a fully functional store, you can. I just thought that this was, very related, so I wanted to, set up all this difficult stuff before we actually get to the fun stuff. So, what you can do is option 1, you can start paying right now, verify your domain name and set up your email, or option 2, just leave a note for yourself, and whenever you're ready to actually have your store be live, just come back, log into G Suite, and then just finish this final step, and then you'll have your email set up. So just because I love you guys and I want to show you the entire thing with no skip steps, what we're going to do is we are going to select a plan. For now, the $29 a month plan is fine. Once you click this button, it's literally just payment information. So I'm going to pause the video really quick, buy this plan, and then we're going to verify our email. Okay, so once we purchase that plan, we're just going to click Remove Password Page. This is what we land on. And so we're going to uncheck that and press Save. So now it has saved. So let's see if this actually works now. Hopefully it will. If not, maybe we need to refresh the Google Suite page. Nope, it worked. Okay, cool. So now we are officially good to go. You're almost done. You successfully switched your email to G Suite. All emails to golfninjas.com are now routed to your G Suite account. One more thing, to make sure your account isn't suspended at the end of the free trial, set up a billing plan in the G Suite admin console. You won't be charged until your trial ends. So we're going to press continue. And now we are here. You can add the plan if you want. I'm just going to come into the admin console really quick. And we are going to jump into mail. So now we should actually be signed into our G Suite account. Hopefully the browser's not getting confused because I'm also signed into my normal Gmail account, but I guess we'll see. Nope. So here we go. So Golf Ninjas Mail. And so you can send yourself a test if you want, like, you know, from your regular Gmail or whatever you want to support@golfninjas.com, or, you know, you can compose a message to yourself and see if it pops up on your phone. Send. And so I'm sending a message just to my normal Gmail, and I do see it arriving on my phone, which is signed into my other Gmail. So now we are set up, guys. Anytime you want to sign in here, just go to your G Suite panel and go to Mail, and you can send and receive emails, you know, to and from your support@golfninjas.com email address. So the last thing that I want to mention, and this is outside the purview of Shopify, but, you know, just for those of you who don't know, if you want to forward, right, if we want to forward all mail to our normal Gmail, so we don't have to sign into multiple Gmails, all we do is just go to settings, which was up there on the right, and then forwarding, and then you add a forwarding address, and I could have all my mail forward to my normal address, and it's pretty easy. So I hope that helped, guys, and we will see you on the next one. All right, guys, so the next app that we're going to look at is called Spin-a-Sale. So kind of the original Spin-a-Sale was called Wheelio. But Wheelio is $14.92 per month, and Spin-a-Sale actually basically just created like the same, except a little bit cheaper. And so we're going to go with this one because I'm trying to save you guys money wherever I can. Again, we get a free trial with most, if not all of these. So you can really decide for yourself whether or not it's worth it. But for $4.99 a month, really, if you get one email address in that entire month, then it's probably worth it. Depending on what your specific niche is, you know, paying between $1 and $5 for a targeted email makes a lot of sense. So we're going to install this app into our store, and we're going to go through and just make sure that all of the settings are set up correctly. So desktop exit intent, mobile exit intent. So they have different plans. We're going to choose this $9.99 one because it has automated MailChimp integration. If you want to choose the $4.99 one, the only difference would be that basically you'd get the emails from Spin-a-Sale, and then they'd go into your customers section of Shopify, and you'd have to export those and then import them into MailChimp. So it's just one extra step, and it's not that much more money. So we're going to choose this one. So we're going to approve this good old charge. All right. So now we're going to basically pick a theme. For our specific website, let's take a look at our color scheme right now. So we have kind of dark and green for the most part. Most of golf stuff would be green. So we're going to choose a dark one. Oh, and dark with green, so perfect. So we're going to choose this one, select, save and continue. And we're going to set up prizes here. So we're going to call this 10%. Oops. 10% off. So it looks like there's probably 10 spaces with 5 winners and 5 losers. So we're going to do 10% off, 15% off. Wow, this is taking me back for some reason. So we're going to do this again, 10%. We're going to change these, but we're just putting them in really quick. how likely this prize would be randomly selected as a winner. The greater the value, the more likely this prize will be won. So we're going to set this as 20%, and we're going to make this 10% probability. We're going to set this one as 50%. We're going to make this one 3% probability. Oh, actually, let's do this in a more logical order. 50, 40, 5, 30. We're going to make this one 30%. We're going to make this one 7.5%. Oops. 20 here and 10. So we'll make this one 15. And we'll make this one 25 for that 10% off. So then we need to go to our discount page here and create some coupons. So we are going to, we need to create up to 5 coupon codes that you'd like to provide. Add them in the coupon fields below for further instructions on to create a discounts page. So we're going to come in here and do 10% off, and we're going to walk through one of them together. We're not going to do it 5 times. Applies to enter order, entire order, applies customer eligibility, everyone. We're going to limit this to 1 use per customer, which is tracked by customer's email. Don't click this one or else it'll only be able to be used once. We're going to start this today, right now, and then we're going to leave it open. We're going to save this discount. And we are going to click generate code here. So this code is where we put in the 10% off, and then you basically will just do that for all of the other ones and press save and continue. So I'm going to do that really quick, and then we will hop back onto the video. All right, guys, so those were set up. Just as a note, I had one of the probabilities set to 7.5%. You can only choose either 7 or 8%. It doesn't let you do half percentages, so I just wanted to let you guys know so nobody's confused on that. So what we're going to do here is set up some of these things. So what we're doing here is delay trigger, show delay. So this basically means how long until it pops up. So you don't want to pop it up after 0 seconds because that's just too much. You want somebody kind of to take a look at your store, get like a general sense or feel for it, and then actually be seeing the Wheelio pop up. And so what we're going to do is we're going to set this to 7 seconds. And anywhere between 3 and 7 seconds is good. I've just tested this personally, and I found that 7 seconds works best for me. We are actually going to show on both desktop and mobile exit intent. What exit intent means is, like, say I'm browsing this specific tab. If I was like going like this to close it, and I exit the specific pixelated window that they set as the main screen, that is signaling to the app exit intent, and then it'll pop up regardless if it's less than 7 seconds. So 7 seconds is a good time because if somebody's going to leave anyways, they'll show it to them as well. Will display when a visitor clicks on the tab icon. The tab icon will continue to display on your website until a visitor subscribes. Yeah, that's fine. Well, actually, it's still in beta, it looks like, so we're gonna leave that off for now. Cookie duration we can leave as 1 hour. This means like if somebody comes back on your site that you don't want to like have them pop up again and re-offer as well. So we're going to save and continue here. Your spin sale pop-up is successfully configured. Now all you do is need to turn it on when you're ready to see the set page. Okay, so we are going to turn it on. And we can preview it. So let's go to show the spin. In 7 seconds, here it is. So I'm going to enter my email. So Kevin David, and we're going to spin it. So hopefully we're lucky and we get that 50% off. I think it was about 3% probability. So we got that 20, which is cool, right? And now it's going to give us our code right here. Copy it, copy your coupon code, and enter it in the discount field at checkout. So we're going to copy it, and then we're going to close Wheelio. And boom, now they've done a little bit of work, which is key. You need people to make micro commitments because it's going to get them to make further commitments on your store. The chance, everyone loves it. Applying the coupon code gets them into your store, gets them into your ecosystem, gets you those emails, and it's doing it all in a very seamless transgression or kind of a very seamless progression, which is beautiful. And so that is Spin a Sale. It's going to help you, collect emails. It's going to help you distribute coupons very seamlessly, very easily, and it's going to get you additional sales. So for the $9.99 a month, It really does make a lot of sense. Every paid app, I promise you guys, I really have tested very vigorously, and I promise you that if you have, any type of traffic, any type of, people looking at your site from Instagram, from maybe you're making YouTube videos, maybe you're driving paid traffic, maybe, whatever you're doing to get people onto your site, which we will talk about in detail next module. If there are people looking at your stuff, you've done your due diligence as far as, picking the right products that are actually in demand and are having sales and, have some social media presence and things like that. Wheelio will more than pay for itself, literally, guys, if you get like 1 or 2 emails a month, which is unbelievably low on the estimate of what you actually will get. So I hope you enjoyed that app, and let's get to the next one. All right, guys, so this is going to be kind of a general optimization video. It's not going to be as crisp as some of my other videos, but I want to kind of just show like in real time how to go through your store and really just make some updates of things that need to be updated, because new arrivals right now is blank. Bestsellers, again, is just this one product. We want to add some more there. Our shop now button doesn't actually work yet, just because we haven't assigned any of this stuff up there yet. So we have the bestsellers trending now. Maybe we could add one more. We do have the email hooked up to MailChimp. So really we need to add some social media stuff into the footers here, and then we need to get these links working. So let's go about doing that. So first, let's get a few more products from AliExpress. So we're gonna go golf. We're gonna order by orders. We see a bunch of golf club sharpener wedge cleaners. So we're gonna add some of this. Golf ball pickup back saver claw. It's crazy. What is that? So we'll add these mini black laser, black putter laser. That's pretty cool. So maybe we'll add all of this into bestsellers. Oh, whoops, I actually didn't need to open any of those. I forgot how easy Oberlo actually literally makes this. Just have to press this button. Hit those 3, grab this one. The laser's pretty cool, I like that. Alright, and so now we're going to come into, first we have to actually push them into the store from Oberlo. So we're going to go to our Oberlo dashboard here. Import list has the 5 products we just put, so we're going to push all products to shop, and now they should appear in here. So let's make a new collection. We're going to call this top link bestsellers. And let's organize this one via product tag, just so we can show you guys how to do it a different way rather than manually actually adding. So product tag is equal to bestsellers top. And we're going to save this collection. And now, instead of actually manually adding the products to a collection in that means, we're going to, oops, these are the wrong ones. So we're going to grab all these new ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to go to bulk actions, add tags, and this tag is going to be bestsellers top. So now, incredibly easily, we added those to our collection, and now that they're a part of our collection, we can go into our store, and we're going to go to navigation, main menu, and we are going to filter collections with tags. We're going to link the collection that we just made called top link bestsellers and apply the changes. So once we save this, now if we take a look at the store, when we used to click, it didn't do anything, but now we just updated bestsellers, and now it shows all of our bestsellers. So this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Since the images are smaller sizes for some of these, we could get them to display horizontally, in sets, or we could get them to display all one by one. And if we wanted to do that, or we wanted to like move this one up or down or whatever we wanted to do, all I would literally do is just hop on a customer support chat and get them or ask them how I would do this. Or you could just make the pictures the same size. There's plenty of different ways to do that. Obviously, we would need to go in and update these titles and pricing, right? Because this is what we'd actually be paying. Oberlo imports the AliExpress price, so you obviously have to build in your own profit margins here. But we can tell from the number of orders, there's literally hundreds or thousands for most of these, that these are selling like hotcakes. So we'd want to feature them on our best sellers. So let's add, let's go back to our store and let's add some more stuff. Let's get some new arrivals. So let's go back to here. Maybe we'll filter by price and let's do 4 stars and up. So we have a clip here. This is hilarious. Golf ball tee holder pro clip caddy with nylon divot portable storage. I mean, this is another reason why golf is such a hilarious niche to get into, right? Because there's so many little things. Like having this on your belt or on your golf bag is just so hilarious to me. I love it. So we're gonna add this one. This one's pretty cool too. 18-hole stroke putt card indicator with keychain environmental golf score. Oh, so this is kind of like a reusable scorecard. It looks like. Handy mini stroke shot putt counter tally keeper. It's also pretty cool. These seem like ones that we could use as our new and trending. So let's push these to the shop. And once they're in here, we're just going to go to products. We are going to find these new ones. There's one here. Where are the other ones? We're going to reload this page really quick. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Oh, here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And sometimes you have to reload the page like I just did. I just pressed Command R there to reload, to refresh the page. So we're going to take these 4 selected that we just found, go to bulk actions. We're going to add tags here. And what do we call it? New arrivals. And so we're going to create a tag called new arrivals, apply the changes. And so now those 4 products have the actual product tag, but we need to create a collection for them as well. So we're going to go new arrivals, products tag is equal to new arrivals. Save the collection. And we're going to hop back into online store, navigation, main menu, new arrivals, and we're going to link to a collection called new arrivals. Apply the changes, save the menu, get this up, and now instead of a blank link, it populates our sexy little new arrivals, of course, of which we change the prices and things like that. And then the last thing that we want to do is, since this Shop Now button doesn't actually show anything, let's actually hop in to the theme, customize. So this is in the slideshow. Button text, slide link. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go to collections and all collections. Let's save and let's see what that looks like. So let's go back and preview it now. We're going to close all the old ones just to keep things organized. Shop Now. And now our catalog shows bestsellers, golf accessories, men's polos, new arrivals, all of our different stuff here. I mean, if we wanted to consolidate this, or like if we wanted to, for example, so this is actually an old one, so let's get rid of this one. So let's go to products, collections. So there's 2 new arrivals. Accidentally, I must have created a second. So we're going to delete this one. And then we're going to go back here, reload the page. And now there's only 1 new arrival. So that's how easy it is, guys. It's unbelievable, to be honest. And I just wanted to show you kind of just jumping through, just kind of navigating in real flow. how if you want to change something, where you go to do it. Navigation has the top bars. The theme has the slideshow with Shop Now. So you kind of know where everything is. You know how to add products. You know how to make collections. You know how to tag automatically through bulk to be super simple to add things to new collections. And so that's just kind of a little video I wanted to make just to show how to do kind of everything you need. And again, guys, you always have a resource, not only with our private student group, you also have the help support chat with Shopify that is truly superb for this theme. They can do custom coding alterations for you. They can help you literally do pretty much anything you want, and they respond quite fast. So I hope you guys like that, and we'll see you on the next one. Alright guys, so since we're just kind of getting started, we might not have orders yet, but I thought it was the most logical place to actually include how to process orders at this point in the course. And so I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So we did a test order, just purchasing one of our products through AliExpress. We're in Shopify right now. We can see the order right here. The customer is me. It's unfulfilled. And so we purchased it yesterday. So what we're going to do is we're not actually going to process it. I mean, if you go in here, you can actually see that the start fulfilling button is here, but that's actually not what we're going to do. We're going to have Oberlo do the hard work for us. So we're not going to fulfill orders from Shopify. We're going to come into apps and come into Oberlo. So something that we want to set up really quickly in the Oberlo dashboard here is coming down to settings, and we're going to go to suppliers. And then we're going to go to default shipping method, which is right here. If possible, we will auto select this shipping method during the checkout process on AliExpress. So you want to put ePacket here because ePacket is the 12 to 20 days. This will be used instead of the customer phone. So like this is your own personal phone, whatever it is. I use a Google Voice number just because I don't like having a phone just in the USA. But this is your phone number just in case there's anything weird. And what you want to put in here is a note that says, this is for drop shipping. Please do not include any marketing materials or invoice of any kind. And then, thank you. And this is really important, guys. I've never seen anybody else talk about this in a Shopify video, but this will save you so much hassle and time, and customers being angry at you for invoices that are way lower than what they paid, and ePacket automatically being shipped. So when you're starting to process, tens or hundreds or thousands of orders a day or a week or whatever it is, choosing ePacket every single time gets tedious, and it just makes things a lot easier if you kind of just do this up front and save your settings. All right, guys, so let's go back to the dashboard, and we are going to go to the orders tab here. So now we see the same product. So this is me, but a customer could have ordered the new 18-hole golf stroke putt scorecard, and so it would look exactly the same. It would just say someone else's name here. And so all we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna press order product. And when we order product, we watch Oberlo just do some magic here. It's literally adding it to cart. It's making us sign in to AliExpress, which is fine. It's populating all of the name for us. And then, I like to use, your cell phone number here, whatever it might be. And we can see it's cool. It populated, my name, one of my old addresses, the state, city, zip code, and everything for me. And so it was literally, it did it all for me, which is great. And so then all we have to do is come down, enter our payment information, which I will do right now. And then we're going to press confirm and pay. All right, guys, so we successfully made that payment. Now what we're going to do is jump into My AliExpress, go to orders, and we're going to go to sync all orders. So data sync has been complete. And then now if we refresh this page, it is officially in processing. So that's pretty much everything we have to do from our end. Oberlo will automatically send you a notification when your tracking code is ready. So your tracking code isn't actually ready until the order has been shipped and it's actually shipping and has a tracking code. So don't worry that you're not going to be able to get the tracking code quite yet because it hasn't shipped yet, and it's not going to be available for a few days, but you will be notified. So that is how you fulfill one order. So normally I have my virtual assistants fulfill all of these orders for me if it's individual. individually. But once you start to get larger, when I first started, I was doing this individually and I was doing it myself. I would actually come in, I would sync my data from my AliExpress orders. When the tracking code became available, I would get it. I would mark it as shipped, right? I would do it kind of all myself. But what you want to work for or work toward is really bulk dropshipping, like we talked about previously. So bulk dropshipping means that you're exporting all of the data from your orders into a spreadsheet and you're just sending it to your supplier and they're doing all of the fulfillment for you and just issuing you one bill. And so let's talk about really quickly how to do that. So if we jump into orders, this is from Shopify. What we can do is we can just go to the export. You can export orders by date into a CSV file. And so since we only have one order, this is not going to particularly be a very interesting spreadsheet. But if you have 10 or 100 or 1,000 orders, then you can use that CSV. And then what you're going to do is, let's say that my supplier is this guy right here. So all we would do is, we'd have a relationship with them right now. But what we would do is we'd go to contact now, or we'd have their personal email or whatever. And so basically all we're going to do is we're going to send them that spreadsheet that we just downloaded from the Shopify orders tab right here and export. And we'd say, please fulfill all these orders and issue us one bill via Alipay, and we'd be happy to pay it like we enjoy doing business with you or whatever else. Something super simple like that. So those are the two ways, guys. Filling them one by one, exactly how we just showed using Oberlo and AliExpress, or fulfilling them bulk drop shipping, where we're coming into the orders tab, exporting it, and just sending it to our manufacturer. So I hope that helped, guys. If you haven't gotten any orders yet, do not worry. Go to the marketing section. I promise the orders will start to flood in, but I just wanted to show you exactly how to set it up. So when it's time to make your first order, which is always the most exciting and fun. Just come back to this section if you need a little refresher, and of course it's always going to be yours. And if you have any questions, just feel free to shoot them into the private student group, because we're all here to help each other, guys. So I hope that helped, and we'll see you on the next one. All right, guys, so this is a cool little trick that I figured out that basically allows you to kind of take a look at people's stores who you can make the assumption of whether or not they're successful by kind of the number of paid apps that they're running. Because you can kind of make the assumption that if somebody has a store and it's not successful, then they're probably not going to be paying for expensive apps. And so where we are right now is I just Google searched popular Shopify apps. And then I basically just sorted price all, category all. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll through some of these, and we're going to look for one that actually has like a little bit more of a higher cost. So we see some for $4.99 a month. It's not particularly high. I know that there are some that go up to even like $50 or more per month. And so we're going to take a look. Okay, so here's a good one. So this one goes up to $90 a month. So we're going to take a look at that one. And let's see if we can find any other ones in the next few seconds that have kind of an expensive cost. So this is $49 per month, so it's kind of an expensive one as well. So what we can do now is we can take a look at these reviews. So an interesting way that Shopify allows you to actually review is you have to do it from your store. So what we can do is we can look at these reviews here, and we can just look at these people's stores. It's actually kind of interesting that Shopify does it this way. I guess they wouldn't really expect people to be doing what we're doing, but it looks like they're selling leggings, and again, a big Instagram presence. Whoa, these are actually kind of cool. Right, so they're selling leggings. These aren't even clickable pictures, which is obviously something that they should add if you're watching this. They're using FOMO, the FOMO app, which basically pops up social proof of other people either being interested or buying. They have the lead time set to too long, which is why it's not popping up quick enough. But we can look at all of these as well. So product upsell is, I think, is $8.99 to so $9.99 a month up to $90 a month. But this one is always $49 a month. So we know that these people are, and another thing we can do is look at the oldest reviews. So if these people are posting about this specific app, from 2015, and they still have a Shopify store, 2 years later, and that means that they were either paying for it or they still are paying for this specific product, which means that they're profitable unless they, just enjoy losing money for, 2 years. So it's a really interesting little hack that we figured out basically to be able to take a look at a bunch of interesting new stores, and making the assumption that they are making money just because it would be very difficult to sustain, $50 to $80 per month for these type of apps if they didn't, have enough revenue coming in to handle those costs plus, all their other costs. So it's a really cool way to take a look at a bunch of different niches. These are, baby shower, invitations and inserts and games, right? Which is something that I would never in a million years think about selling. This looks like survivalist sets, right? So hatchets, survival shovels, some pretty cool little stuff. Tactical flashlights. Again, with the social proof, we missed it again, but it pops up. We will talk about it later. It's a really interesting way. Okay, here we go. So this is social proof, right? They have the picture of it. They say, their name and where they're from, purchased for $39.95. So it kind of makes people have a little bit more scarcity when they're on your site and saying, oh, well, if other people are buying it, that makes it a little bit easier for me. It removes some friction, some purchase friction from buying it myself. So this is a pretty cool site. Again, it's not something that I would. Okay, so here they're using another. This is called Wheelio. So Wheelio is an app that we will talk about. It kind of incorporates human nature, how people love the lottery, people love to gamble, people love the chance of winning something, right? And so what happens here is if you enter your email address, so we're just going to enter something here, and we're going to try our luck. So it'll spin it for us, and we could potentially win a 5% off coupon. And so what it'll do here is it links all up in your back end, and you can just copy and paste this specific coupon code, and then it gives you like a little bit more incentive to actually purchase. So you did a couple things here. It gave you, it got your email address, right? It gave you kind of the chance of getting this awesome prize, right? People love the chance of winning things. That's why the lottery and casinos are so popular. So it did that, and then it also, once you have this coupon, right, it gives you a little bit more incentive since you already did a little bit of work to get it. Since you have this 5% off coupon, you might as well use it now. It would actually be interesting to see if they set these as defaults and you could just put wheel 15% and get 15 instead of 10. But anyway, so that's a really cool app that we will talk about later. So again, we're just taking a look at a bunch of different stores. We're looking at how they organize these Save 15s, these different types of coupon codes. These looks like ZZ Bears. I'm not even sure what this is, to be honest. Protected by Sergeant Sleep Tight. Read the Sleep Tight Oath. Okay, so these are like teddy bears for specific. I can't even tell how I'd buy one of these. Okay, here we go. So this should be like a call to action here with like a big button that says Shop Now or something, so people don't get confused by just this image. And also the image quality could be maybe a little bit crisper here. But anyways, so these are teddy bears that protect you. It looks like it's linked to the military or something like that. So again, a very interesting type niche that I wouldn't probably think about selling. And we found all of these interesting little products, all incredibly easy. Just from looking at kind of expensive paid apps from the popular app section on Shopify, and then just looking at these stores, making the assumption that if they can afford to pay $50, $90 a month, whatever it is, that they're probably making some money. So it's definitely a cool little way that I figured out to find a bunch of really unique stores and then kind of play off those stores, see if you can add value in some way, or bring some of your own creativity to create something even more popular. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and we'll see you on the next one.